Number 10. Fascinating facts about the British. Introduction. The British people, inhabitants of the United Kingdom, comprising England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, have cultivated a distinctive identity that has influenced global culture, politics, and society for centuries. From their peculiar customs to their contributions to world civilization, the British possess characteristics that make them uniquely recognizable and endlessly fascinating. This exploration delves into 10 comprehensive facts that illuminate the British character, culture, and way of life. 1. The British obsession with tea. Perhaps no stereotype about British people is more accurate or deeply rooted than their profound relationship with tea. The British consume approximately 100 million cups of tea every single day, which translates to roughly 36 billion cups annually. This extraordinary consumption makes the United Kingdom one of the largest tea-drinking nations per capita in the world, despite producing virtually none of the tea they consume. The tea tradition in Britain dates back to the 17th century, when Catherine of Braganza, the Portuguese wife of King Charles II, popularized the beverage among the aristocracy. However, it was during the Victorian era that tea drinking truly became democratized and embedded in British culture. The ritual of afternoon tea, traditionally served between 3 and 5 p.m., was supposedly introduced by Anna, the 7th Duchess of Bedford, in 1840, as a way to stave off hunger between lunch and dinner. The British take their tea seriously, with strong preferences regarding preparation. The debate over whether milk should be added before or after the tea has been poured generates surprising passion. Scientifically, adding milk first was originally practical when fine china wasn't as heat-resistant and could crack from boiling water. Today, it's simply a matter of personal preference, though the milk in first camp and milk in last camp maintain their positions with characteristic British determination. Tea drinking serves multiple social functions in British society. It's offered as comfort during crises. The solution to any problem often begins with "put the kettle on," serves as a social lubricant during awkward situations, and functions as a daily ritual that structures the day. The phrase "fancy a cuppa" is an invitation to conversation, connection, and community. British workers traditionally enjoy tea breaks, and the beverage accompanies everything from business meetings to hospital visits. The types of tea favored by the British have evolved over time. While traditional black tea blends like English breakfast and Earl Grey remain popular, there's been a significant rise in green tea, herbal infusions, and specialty teas. However, the classic builder's tea, strong black tea with milk and often sugar, remains the backbone of British tea culture. This simple beverage represents comfort, reliability, and home in the British psyche, making it far more than just a drink, but rather a fundamental element of British identity. 2. A nation of queue. Enthusiasts. The British reputation for orderly queuing is legendary and represents a fascinating aspect of their social behavior and cultural values. The queue, or line as it's known elsewhere, is treated with almost sacred reverence in British society. The unwritten rules of queuing are instinctively understood by British people from childhood, and violating these rules, known as queue jumping, is considered one of the most serious social transgressions one can commit. This cultural phenomenon reflects deeper British values, including fairness, patience, and social order. The queue represents equality in its purest form. Regardless of wealth, status, or urgency, everyone waits their turn. This democratic approach to waiting resonates with British sensibilities about fair play and justice. Pushing ahead or attempting to circumvent the queue system is met with disapproval, ranging from stern looks and loud tutting to direct confrontation. Though the latter is reserved for the most egregious violations, the psychology behind British queuing behavior is complex. Research suggests it relates to the British preference for clear social structures and rules that minimize conflict. The queue provides a visible, organized system where everyone's position is unambiguous, eliminating the chaos and potential confrontation that might arise from more informal waiting arrangements. It allows the British to exercise their highly developed sense of personal space while participating in a collective activity. Interestingly, the British will form a queue even in situations where it might not be strictly necessary. A single person waiting at a bus stop creates an implicit queue that the next person will naturally join, forming an orderly line even if the bus could accommodate everyone simultaneously. This behavior extends to various contexts. Waiting for S